Well, Diana and I were going on a hike that day, and we got in our car and drove down the road, and at that point we could smell the smoke, and when we got down to the bridge, we actually saw the fire, and we could see the construction crews trying to shovel dirt on it, and by that point it had already lit up a tree, and you could tell it was out of control. So we called back to the chimp house and told them to implement the emergency plan, and we raced back as fast as we could, and we knew it was going to reach us pretty quickly. Are you okay, Fox? You all right?
They were very, very quiet, which is a bit unusual for chimps, although they've been quiet this morning too. Normally they're pretty boisterous, especially if there's a threat to their safety. And I think they decided to just really lay low and kind of take cues from JB and wait to see what was going to happen.
Yeah. Scary day.
Very scary.
It came in here.
Yeah, it burned up this way and then came across into the enclosure. And then a helicopter dropped a line of water just above these structures to keep it from burning back down the hill. The plan with a fast-moving fire like that is just to get them in the building, close all the windows and doors to keep the smoke out, and let the firefighters do their work. The fire department showed up. They said, if we can only defend one structure here, you know, what do you want it to be? And we said, of course, the chimp house. And so at that point, we had already written off everything else. And we thought, okay, there goes our house, there goes the outdoor enclosure. As long as they can protect the building, then we're okay with that. At one point, I thought we were in the clear. You know, I saw the main fire go up over the hill, and sort of a grass fire spread across this way. But then it just continued into our pasture on the other side, and then went back down the hill until it got into the old irrigation canal, and then burned its way back around the building. And the fire first came through here around probably 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it wasn't out until 2 in the morning. So it took a full 12 hours to go all the way around us and sort of end up back where it started. It was an unbelievable operation, and you know, the heroism of the firefighters and the skill of the helicopter pilots to be able to do all that. It's just amazing to me.
Ready for some smoothie?
We actually waited about 3 weeks to let them back out. And for a few reasons. The main one is we still had teams of firefighters working on the property to look for hot spots and cool those spots down. And we still had a pretty significant risk of a flare-up. You know, because the firefighters protected so much of our property, that was a lot of unburned fuel. So if we had a flare-up, the chimps could be in danger again. So we wanted to keep them in the building where things were safe, keep them safe, let the firefighters do their job around the property. But after that threat had passed, we did let the chimps back out into the hill again. And I mean, first of all, they were just thrilled to be able to go outside again. For those 3 weeks, they weren't begging to go back out because they were a little nervous as well. But once they realized that we were going to let them back onto the hill, they were hugging each other and kind of screaming for joy and everything. Yeah, then they just ran up and they started to inspect all the areas here that were burned and check out their old climbing structures. And
Well, the chimps have been through a lot in their lives. They've lived through many worse things than this in their years in biomedical research, and you know, to have something other threaten them after all of that, it was sad. But they're champs and they're survivors, and you know, we're just really happy that everything turned out the way it did.
You know, they have to work up all this courage just to be able to go outside.
There she goes.
That's Annie.
Up high is Foxy. Yeah, no problem.